Open up your MTT. We're going to do surface area of cylinders and cones. So the first figure that we have is a cylinder. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to shade the bases. So we're going to go ahead and shade the base. And we're going to label our 3 as our radius and our 8 as our height. Now we're going to go to our formula, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared, and we're going to fill in our r and our h. So our r is 3, our h is 8, and then we also put a 3 over here to be squared. Okay, again we're working with the cylinder. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply all of my numbers to get my pi answer first. So when I go to my calculator and I multiply 2 times 3 times 8, I'm going to get 48. So this is 48 pi plus 3 squared is 9, and 9 times 2 is 18. And that's going to be 18 pi. Now remember, this is 2 pi r squared because our formula for the base is pi r squared. So this is my base area, and this is going to be my lateral area. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my multiplying. I'm going to multiply 48 pi, and that's going to give me 150.79, so I'm going to round it to 0.8. And then I'm going to do 18 pi, which is going to give me 56.54, so 56.5. And again, this is going to be my base area and my lateral area. And then I'm going to add the 2 together, so I'll add the pi together first, which is going to give me 66 pi, and then I'm going to add my 150.8 plus 56.5, and I'm going to get 207.3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write in my answers. So my base area is 18 pi, and we're going to make this feet. So it's going to be feet squared, and it's 56.5 feet squared. My lateral area is 48 pi feet squared, and it's going to be 150.8 feet squared. My total surface area is going to be 66 pi feet squared and 207.3 feet squared. All right, second cylinder. We're going to go ahead and shade our bases. So the bases are circles. The 10 centimeters is a diameter, which means 5 centimeters is going to be my radius and 12 is going to be my height. So my radius is 5, height is 12, radius is 5. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 2 times 5 times 12, and that's going to give me 120 pi plus 5 squared is 25 times 2 is 50 pi. And now I'm going to do my multiplying. I'm going to go to 120 times pi is 377, because on the calculator it was 37699, so I rounded. And then I'm going to do 50 pi, which is going to give me 157.1, because it was 157.08 on the calculator. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my pi numbers. So I'm going to have 170 pi, and then I'm going to add 377 plus 157.1 is 534.1. Now I'm going to go ahead and write in my answer. So my base area. So my base area is going to be 50 pi, and then it's going to be centimeters squared, and it's 157.1 centimeters squared. My lateral area is going to be 120 pi centimeters squared, and it's going to be 377 centimeters squared. My total surface area is 170 pi centimeters squared and 534.1 centimeters squared. Okay, for the cone, we're going to be looking at labeling our height, our radius, and our lateral height. So our radius is going to be 5. Our height we don't have a measurement for. And our lateral height, L, is 13. And I know that it's my lateral height because I can tell that it's leaning. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my measurements now. So I'm going to have 5, I'm going to have 13, and I'm going to have 5 squared for my radius. So I'm going to multiply the 5 times 13, and this is going to go ahead and give me 65 pi, which is my lateral area, plus 25 pi, which is my base area. And now I'm going to go ahead and multiply 65 times pi is 204.20, so I'll round to 204.2, plus 25 pi is 78.53, so I'm going to just make it 78.5. So that's lateral area and my base area. So now I'm going to go ahead and add them together. So my total surface area is going to be 90 pi. And then when I add 204.2 plus 78.5, I get 282.7. So I'm going to fill in. My base area is 25 pi meters squared, which is 78.5 meters squared. Lateral area 65 pi meters squared, which is 204.2 meters squared. And total surface area is 90 pi centimeters squared and 282.7 centimeters squared. All right, last one, we have a cone. You're going to notice that, we're going to shade in the base. So we'll shade in the base. My radius is 3. My height is 11. And I'm missing my lateral height or my leaning height. So what I had to do is come over here to Pythagoras Theorem and do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, because you can see the right triangle that I've traced in red. So a is 3. B is 11, and C, which is going to be my L, my lateral height, is C squared. So I put 3 squared plus 11 squared equals C squared. Asked is the variable on the left. It's not, so I did symmetrical. C squared equals 3 squared plus 11 squared, which is going to be 9 plus 121, so C squared is 130. You take the square root of C squared and the square root of 130, and you find out that C is 11.1, which now means that L is 11.1. So my leaning height or my lateral height is going to be 11.4. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in what I know. So my R is going to be 3, and my L is 11.4, and then my R over here is 3. So when I multiply 3 times 11.4, I get 34.2 pi plus 9 pi. This is my lateral area, and this is my base area. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply, and I will get 34.2 times pi is 107.44, so that will round to just 0.4, plus 9 times pi is 228.27, which is going to round to 0.3. This is my lateral area, and this is my base area. So now I'm going to find my total surface area. So total surface area then is going to be 41.2 pi, and then the total surface area is going to be 135.7. So let's go ahead and fill in what we know. Base area is 9 pi centimeters squared, 28.3 centimeters squared. Lateral area is 34.2 pi centimeters squared and 107.4 centimeters squared. Total surface area is 41.2 pi centimeters squared and 135.7 centimeters squared. And now you know how to find the surface area of cylinders and cones.